Falcons offense will be first on the attack. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
To the air, it's Connors. They've got the screen set up. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play?
This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
The Falcons in the hurry-up.
And you'd like to see the defense play a little bit tighter on those short yard situations. They give up the first down, and they better get ready because you can tell they're right back on the ball to run another play.
Good pick up a little bit short of the sticks. And the Falcons in a good spot here with second and short. He'll do it himself. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Falcons are facing third and inches. Rides the back on the option to give. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. The big man has it. It's a first down and more. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. And the Falcons come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to adjust the pattern. In the red area, it's Brand. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to throw, it's Connors. A little screen to the running back. Got enough space. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal. The Falcons had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Air Force.
And how about the job by this offense? This is not a scrub defense. This is a top 10 defense in college football. You got to take points whenever you can get them. Nice job putting a drive together, putting 6 on the board. No matter how it looks, you just got to keep fighting with this squad.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. The Cardinal offense will get its first chance now. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his...
There he goes! They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
They go to the draw. Looks as if Stanford will have enough for the first down.
Well, they only needed 1 yard, so no mystery there. Turn around, hand it off, and he finds a way to get it.
1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. The play action fake. Able to make the catch, but not in the field of play. It's an incomplete pass. The Cardinal come to the line with lots of work to do on 3rd down. To the air, it's Whitaker. He'll off one deep down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Stanford lines up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Takes a handoff. It's Bray. Past the first down marker and still running. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Well, guys, Air Force has the lead here. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary.
7, Stanford, 0.
So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They're going to ride this running back.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you loved playing on teams with great offenses.
And the Falcons will snap it on 1st and 10. On the option. Made a defender miss. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end. Touchdown, Falcons! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Number 22.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw him put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that ACC matchup that has just gone final. Wake Forest rose to the occasion when it needed to, and they'll be celebrating a solid victory there in Winston-Salem. Week by week, you can feel the momentum building within that program. One thing we can always count on in the ACC is a spirited battle and a game that will make waves all along the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds like they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Back to throw, it's Whitaker. Just a short pass to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time. Now, it used to just be in the red zone. Now, you just find the big fellow, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know you make plays.
Oh, he can't hold the pitch and the ball's loose.
Ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well, and they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
The Cardinal will have to come up with a huge play to keep this drive going on third down. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And here comes the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. I'm not sure if he could have kicked it farther by using his knee, but it's not actually the long. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. The give to the back. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
To pass on second down. Here at the 2-minute timeout, they've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. The Falcons really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the tight end. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it on first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Sends it back in motion. Back to pass. It's Connor. It's complete to right. And he orders the end zone. Touchdown, Air Force.
And I've been really impressed with this offense this first half. Coming in a hostile environment, hostile crowd, man, and they haven't given them anything to cheer about. Offense, defense, now up 20-0, and these people are eerily quiet in here.
And he's going to try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Stanford quickly to the line. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man on the right.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Going to take a shot on second and short. Caught behind the line. It's Carr.
No gain on the play. Third down coming up.
Stanford at the line, needing to convert on third and short. To throw, it's Whitaker. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now, setting up fourth down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that, but if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
He'll take it on the return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to make it 4 for 4. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? After the incompletion, they go back up top. Catch in the middle, it's Pratt. They bring him down, but it'll be first down at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Double time, hustling to the line. They spike it to stop the clock. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And a penalty flag comes in as that one falls incomplete, but this is going to be a positive play for the offense. Defense with pass interference coming.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Back to pass, it's Connors. Quickly out to the tight end. Brought down at the 31, it is a first down. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
And he's brought down after a nice gain. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Another first down. Man, this defense couldn't stop a nosebleed right now. It's that bad.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. From the red zone, looking for a space. It's complete on the right side. They get it stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal. One snap coming before they head to the locker room. They'll try to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Falcons.
And that is a perfect job by the offense, executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused. Made sure that all the right decisions were being made with respect to execution and the clock. This is something you practice all season long, and they execute the 2-minute perfectly here at the end of the half.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the offense has had enough. They'll take a knee and wrap up this first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Palo Alto. And this offense has been the story through 2 quarters, extending this lead and really dominating almost every aspect of this game. We're talking lethal efficiency from the O-line right on down to the skill position guys. Although I'd argue those big uglies up front are skilled players in their own right.
And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Dropping back, it's Whitaker. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
All right, I like the aggressiveness. I want to be aggressive as a play caller when I'm coming out of my own end zone, when I got a little bit of space to throw the football. And you can tell they wanted to be aggressive, wanted to take a shot. The defense was...
The heat got to him, and he just sort of froze and got tackled in the end zone for a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
They'll get set for the free kick after the safety.
Set to kick it away.
Takes it on the return.
The return brings it out to the
Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. Looking for room, it's Bray. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Trying to impose their will with the run. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking to throw on 3rd. Working the big fella to the corner. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And that's a really difficult route to handle if you can get a big fella working the outside in the corner like that.
No doubt, because he runs upfield first and then makes a beeline towards the sideline. So whether it's man or zone, you can throw that football away from the defender and make some big plays.
He wants to change this route. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw, it's Connors. It's complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first.
Second down coming up.
The give to the tailback. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
No gain.
And the Falcons are in the hurry up. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Motion from the wide receiver. They want to run it left here. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Stanford comes to the line, and that first down marker is a long way away. Rushes on him. Going to try to get it himself. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Here comes the heat. He's got it at the 30. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the 3rd quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
Finds his man. It's Pratt. Oh, he's got some space. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Tried to put a little move on him, and it didn't help much. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking for the score. Touchdown, Air Force. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. He'll pull it on the read. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Give to the running back. And he was able to push forward for a solid gain as the clock strikes 0 here in the third. That's the end of the quarter. Air Force has the lead here. And this beatdown is close to completion as we reach the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Gives it on the option. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
And this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO. Offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Gets away from one. He's got space.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. They have this game in hand. We'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. 3rd and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. With the catch, it's Murray. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And with that touchdown, man, you're getting excited. As a fan base, you're about to go to 3-0. Like, a lot of things could go wrong to start a season. Everything gone right. That's a great sign for this squad. They got it rolling. Can they keep that momentum, keep climbing up the rankings, and who knows what happens at the end of the year?
He'll bring it back looking for help. And the returner will be brought down. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into two.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
Stanford fresh off that big run, going back to work. To the air on first down. Gets it out quickly. Oh, there might have been trouble if they had knocked him down so quickly. The Cardinal can be aggressive here on second and short. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Running out, and he goes down at the 34. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds the tight end. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. Stanford gets set to snap it on first down. Wide receiver going in motion. Off play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. They'll move the wide receiver. On third down, he drops to throw. Eking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Stanford lines up to punt it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. What a feeling this has to be, David, in complete control and headed toward victory formation.
Yeah, no stress, under a couple minutes left in the ball game, well in hand. These are the ones, Jesse, you like to just run the clock, take a knee, whatever you want.
No doubt. They're going to love watching this game film, too. There's just so many positives to take away from this, and this is the kind of performance today that is really going to help this offense.
Turning it on! They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat. Now this team has consecutive wins. When you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Glad to have you with us from Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, home to the SMU Mustangs. As we'll see, the defending national champions, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on a fellow ACC opponent, the SMU Mustangs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pop. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the SMU Mustangs offense will have the ball first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. I don't know why, but it's a thing. The ACC Wheel of Destiny, you spin it, you never know how it's going to come up, and you can't afford to give away a game early in a conference like this.
And I think both of these coaching staffs, David, understand that, and they've been preaching to their team, we've got to start fast. Not just in this game. We've got to start the season fast. We've got to take advantage of this opportunity.
And I think Reese hit it right on the head, too. The Wheel of Destiny, right? It seems like it's a new team every year that's playing in the championship and appears to be a wide-open league. So a lot of turmoil, a lot of change. I think that starting 1-0 is an important step to getting to that championship game.
Kick is in the air. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. So Duke's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will.
Breaks into the open. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Going to take a shot at this DB. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Scanning the field, it's Duff. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. Another incompletion on third down. And the Blue Devils send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. He'll call for the fair catch and make it at the 14, and they'll be backed up to start this drive. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They'll go to the ground. Moving past the 25. It's a seam wide open. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
He got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Going to swing it on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Works the middle of the field. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. The Mustangs will hustle to the line. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Firing to the right, complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Second down, he'll throw it. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Oh, they're after him. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. It is good! And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. They're going to need... something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Power football with the run. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. The offense in hurry-up mode.
Love the play call on the RPO, and you're just really trusting this running back to be able to make a guy miss and then get into the second level. The offensive line did their job, gave him a crease, but that was the running back making that linebacker miss in the hole before getting moved.
Up-tempo for the offense.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double-team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Here comes the offense on second down.
You know, it's hard enough just to catch passes in college. college football, but to do it while also being cognizant of where you are in the field and making sure you get a foot down inbounds, that's really impressive.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, the running back looking for room. There he goes. And he's able to pick up a few yards as we reach the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Leaves it with the back. And he's swallowed up in the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
You just need more from your offensive line. Second and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up third down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
Man, he had to get rid of that thing. I don't even think he had time to find the laces, but he picks up the first down.
Yeah, that's a great job. You know, third and short, the defense is bringing pressure. He sees the pressure, gets the football out, and gets just enough for the first down.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking for a man. It's Duff. That's caught. It's Hayden. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. They're going to go to the air on third and short. They're working that left side. Picks up enough to give them first and 10 from the 11. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, third and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
These RPO runs, they're like body blows. I like them because it just sort of chips away at a defense. You'll take these kind of gains all game long. You keep running the football this way, you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep driving this defense back, so keep at it with the RPO.
You want to end a play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball.
And it's a touchdown. It is also a play in which there is a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on, the defense declined, and the touchdown stands. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And extra point makes it 7-3. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup in the Big Ten, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Indiana is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to USC. Just another week in the Big Ten where the only constant is chaos. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And the Mustangs moving quickly to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got the back in the middle. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line.
And first down for the offense.
Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. And it's knocked away downfield. The DB getting a hand in there.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Connection to the right. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. This offense has been sluggish to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. They go to the ground. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Fires it incomplete.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. On target over the middle. He's got enough. It'll be a 1st down. They've got it up to 12. The Mustangs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's got it and still on his feet. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Setting up the screen. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. He makes a grab. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Under fire. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. Trying to find the end zone. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. There's the pressure. Trying to get it away, and he cannot. The sack, and time has run out in the first half. They passed on a field goal attempt, and they'll get Zippo. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Mustangs will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Followed that blocking and got 5 out to the 26.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half. This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Blue Devils headed quickly to the line. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Flings it downfield. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
Well, I don't know if the big fella got freaked out because he was so wide open on that play, but that is a catch he has got to make for his quarterback.
can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. And the Blue Devils will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. To the air on second down. Safe completion on the screen. Crosses to 35. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the big fella. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Back to pass. Quick completion on the out. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. The Mustangs are flying down the field. He wants to throw it again. Working that wide receiver screen. Oh, he's got some space. Wrestled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move, it's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, SMU! And that one will give them the lead.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. Fires to the big fella. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Caught over the middle. It's Andrews. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Blue Devils come to the line in the hurry-up. These guys have staggered around a little bit in this one. It would be a really good time to get things going if they want to hold off the upset bid.
But they're the favorite for a reason, Reese, and they've got the playmakers on the field. They're only one play away from completely changing the momentum in this game. So the underdog, David, they've got to keep playing at a high level.
And they're the underdogs for a reason. So they've got to have some things go their way. They got to catch some breaks. And all they want to do, continue to fight, continue to hang around as long as possible and stay within a play or stay within some kind of big game-changing momentum play.
Dropping back, it's done. It's complete to the left. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. Finds the tight end. Turning it on. Touchdown, Blue Devils. A great catch and run for 6.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. guide the running back and leave it with him. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Makes the grab on the left. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And the Mustangs will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down.
And that hurts on defense, giving up the first on the ground like that. We're in a 1-possession game. You've got all 3 timeouts. I think you got to start burning them here to save some clock.
Might as well give it to him again. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Blue Devils are moving quickly down the field. Looking for a man. It's Duff. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet. Haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. And this guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
They'll give it to the back. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? And by going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
They'll run it to the right. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the 4th quarter, inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
Out of the backfield, he's open. He's got enough for the 1st down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. And the Blue Devils enter the final minute with the lead, trying to run out the clock. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called.
Timeout, Duke.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. You don't want to get carried away. It's still early, but that was an impressive performance to go to 3-0. What do you think? How good is this team, David?
I love when you say you don't want to get carried away. But, you know why you say but? Because we're going to get carried away.
from the Blacksburg and Virginia Tech, the home of the Hokies. And don't forget, my son, it's time for Enter Sandman. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on the back, going on their road and right into the snake. Get us underway with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Virginia Tech Hokies offense will go on the attack first. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways. Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're can run between the tackle box. They can take it outside. They can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Really good job by this defense, understanding responsibility football, playing the first option, playing the second option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in exactly where the ball was going and how to get him to the ground.
And the running game has gone in the wrong direction. The offense tries to turn it around and go forward on third down. Got him downfield. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Hokies will send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. So the Duke Blue Devils offense will have its first possession of the game. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this quarterback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse. It's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David, and it's going to be happening out on an island all game long. The receiver's got speed. He's got game-breaking ability, catching the football, can climb the ladders.
Hauls in the deep ball. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive.
Breaks into the open. Ripping through the defense. Touchdown, Duke. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Wants to go up top on first down. Working that left side now. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. They'll move the tight end. Off play action. Here's a heat. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave up 4 sacks a week ago. Now you're already getting your quarterback hit. They've got to protect their dude. They got to give him more time so he can make plays down the field. Protection is the biggest issue.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. And the Hokies line up to punt it away.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Slips through the line. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Tight end now in motion. Here's the handoff. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Duff. Takes the easy throw in the flat.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
And the Blue Devils have it with a 1st and 10. The option look. Running into the open space. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business. The Blue Devils are marching down the field. He'll ride his man on the option. Touchdown, Blue Devils! Excellent pass by the back on the option. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
14, Virginia Tech, 0.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
And the throw down the gut falls to the grass.
It's amazing to think just how confident this offense was coming into this game. They thought they were going to go up and down the field throwing the football in this one. That has not been the case. They have not yet scored a touchdown in this one. They just threw an incompletion on third down now, looking like they may have to punt. This offense has got to find their rhythm. You've got to wonder about their confidence at this point of the game.
Fields the punt and looking for daylight. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. Looking downfield, it's Duck. Got his man! And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And the Blue Devils want to pick up the tempo. The give to the back. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Wants to throw on third. Got his man. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. That's the end of the period, and Duke has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. First play of the period, first down here. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man downfield. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
He'll go out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. These fans touching the figurative hokey stone, doing their part to help out on third down. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Well, a field goal kicker can step away from the net and go sit down, grab some water. They're not going to need him just quite yet. That was a great play call. Throwing the ball on third and short in field goal range. They get the completion, now setting up first and goal.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. Touchdown, Duke! And they take it in for 6 more points. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
They have been road warriors here in this game, coming into a tough environment, but in all 3 phases, they have been absolutely dominant. Their defense is not allowed a point, and the offense is going up and down the field, and they score another touchdown here before the end of the first half.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They really need to get points on this drive to sort of steady the ship. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
And this game is going perfect for the defense right now. They haven't been on the field that much. The offense hasn't had that many possessions. Here we are at the end of the first half. They're still pitching a shutout, and they're ready for this quarterback to take shots. They're sensing the frustration, and that time in perfect position, forcing that incompletion.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. And you can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make...
He hurls one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Hokies decide to punt it away. Here's the return. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. When Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll try the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. So now it's 2nd and long. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Yeah, when you get penetration by that defense right away, and there's no way to cut at all for that back, he gets destroyed right away. No way that play was going to be successful. Way too much penetration.
He's got an open man. He'll work his way down to the 28. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
The Blue Devils with the 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Toss sweep right. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Blue Devils. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the 2nd half.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point makes it 28-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the 1st half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
They're working that left side. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. And the Hokies will line up to punt it away. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Quarterback may change this route. Looking to pass. It's Duff. He's going to run it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And the Blue Devils racing to the line in the hurry-up. To the air on first down. He uncorks a bullet to the right. What a catch and what a throw along the sideline. Just zings it in there. A little Barishnikov for the toe tap. After that huge play, right back at him on 1st and 10 from inside the 15. Here comes the option. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Unloads quickly. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Snagged in the middle. It's Andrews. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold.
That penalty cost them a 3rd down conversion, and now they'll have to try it from a little farther away. And it's 3rd down, but they're taking no chances. They'll send the field goal unit out before halftime. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
And it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in Blacksburg. And the undisputed star of the half has been that lockdown corner. Coaches told us how good he was, but I almost think they undersold how impactful he would be. Ultra physical with zero hesitation. And with hands like that, I wonder if they don't think about using him in the passing game at some point. And with that, let's send it back to one of the best home field advantages in football, Lane Stadium.
Start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the 3rd. He'll start the 3rd quarter with the run. Picks his way ahead, pick up 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on first down. Got it set up on the outside. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Blue Devils now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to throw, it's Duff. Finds his back in the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. Wants to throw again. Lost one deep down the right side. And he's got it at the 20. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
And a big reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen. You saw it in the first half, and you see it here again early in the third quarter.
And the Blue Devils want to move quickly. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Pocket breaking down. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Backed away, incomplete in the end zone. It's fourth down, and they'll try the field goal. And he'll try to make it 2 for 2, this time from 35 yards away. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. Looking to throw on first down. It's complete to the left.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
Now the play fake. Got his man quickly. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And the Hokies come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Surging forward on the sneak. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. The Hokies will call on their punt team. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 5-yard line before he stops. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. To the ground with the back. Nice move there. There he goes. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Right back to the well. And he delivers the angry stiff arm, but is greeted by an angrier defense.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Bringing the heat. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. The Blue Devils lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets them up at the 26 with the first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy in the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. So first down, we'll open up the final period. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Running back searching for a hole. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. The give to the back. He's not going to make it to the sticks, and what a stop against one of the best third down offenses in the country. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Hauls it in. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
And the Hokies will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Under fire. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. You cannot give up as many sacks as they have in this game and expect to win.
The Hokies will punt it away on 4th down. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan meet face, ball game over.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer,
All right, y'all. I think we're going to end it right there. Get me some food, a little bit of late lunch. Appreciate y'all stopping in and checking it out for these couple hours, and we'll see y'all here in a little bit. Peace.